What's up, people? Welcome back to Cricfootz. We are back again. Very happy today because we're gonna talk cricket after a long time. There has been a lot of exciting action happening. Especially, you can see what size wearing today. You can make out what we are gonna talk about, and obviously, we're gonna touch the ICC Cricket World Cup, the T20 World Cup, which is coming up, which is just around the corner. Actually, it's happening right now. You will not have a lot of focus on it right now because the qualifiers are going on, but the big games are starting right from Saturday. So we're going to talk all about it. Before that, let's welcome guesting panel which we have today on Crickfoods. First of all, Anirudh, welcome back, the cricket expert. How are you doing, Anirudh?
I'm doing great, Shiva. How are you?
I'm doing fine too. And also, as you can see, shining in the yellow jersey, Sai, very happy with the fourth IPL CSK has won. How are you doing? You're on mute, Sai.
Oh, I'm doing great, especially that we won against your team. It's nothing better than this feeling.
Yeah, I surely have to give that to Sai. I mean, absolutely battered KKR in the final. I think everyone expected some kind of a surprise from KKR, but that didn't happen at all. We felt like a pack of cards. We felt like nine pins in the bowling alley. So, yeah, let's talk about IPL. We'll start off with Anirudh. Anirudh, if I'm not wrong, you support the Mumbai Indians. Uh, am I
It's
right?
actually it's actually RCB and MI both of them. So
Or you had a poor IPL anyway. So
yeah, yeah,
let's
absolutely.
let's get straight into it. What did you think about this year's IPL? Obviously, we had a stop and start kind of a season, the phase two happening in the Gulf. But overall, were you excited? Obviously, your teams didn't do that well. We all some see at the end of the day, we all wanted a new winner. We wanted a Delhi Daredevils or an RCB to actually lift the cup. Let's see some new winners, new captains lifting the cup. But that didn't happen. CSK did it again. But overall, what did you think about this year's IPL, and especially the final?
To be very honest, like the way, if I were to talk about RCB, the way they started, it was absolutely commendable. Like
Yeah,
starting off, I don't think they were the favorites because even the overseas player which they had bought, I honestly felt that they paid way too much for Kyle Jamieson because if you see his T20 record, it's not that good. Like,
yeah,
Kyle Jamieson, if you see, he is a pure bowler when it comes to T20. He's not that much of a batsman. So I felt that 15 crores on Kyle Jamieson was a waste in a way. Maybe they could have stopped bidding for him at around 10 or something because I think there were better players in the lot. So, but even in spite of that, they started really well. And in the second half as well, after three losses, coming back and winning till the eliminator. And obviously, even for the eliminator, I mean, till so many years, you've seen RCB's bowling being really poor. But even in the eliminator, scoring 134 odd on a Sharjah pitch, we know, like obviously Sharjah played very differently this year than what it played last year. Like last year, it was a batting marathon, मतलब 220 chase हो रहा था and everything. But this time 130, 140 hardly chase हो रहा था लोगों से. So this time as well, like 19th, like they took the game to the 20th over and तभी जाके they lost, which was obviously inevitable. But again, the way they played and coming to the finals, like honestly, Faf and Rutu, like both of them have been brilliant the whole season. Like not just the first half, but across like pura he they were absolutely amazing. I think Faf and Rutu both deserve the orange cap, to be very honest. Like दोनों को शेयर करना चाहिए. It's like that. But honestly, the way Faf played, it was really good. I honestly thought like after the start KKR had with Venkatesh Iyer and Gill playing, I honestly thought that it might get close. But again, KKR as usual, they felt like a deck of cards. Like apart from there, it was actually two teams. Jinka opening is very strong and middle order was pretty weak. But again, CSK showed what they are, and with Moeen and Robin, creating carnage in the middle. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, completely agree. I think if you talk about the eliminator, I think that was a really important game, and it was all the Narayan show. Narayan के आगे सभी आरसीबी बैट्समैन एकदम फेल हो गए थे. Like even the top batsman, वो पिच सूट कर गया. I think it was all about the change in conditions. KKR इंडिया में बहुत ही खराब खेला. I did not give them any chance of even qualifying, let alone going into the finals. I think ये तो deserving ही नहीं था. अगर केकेआर फाइनल जीत जाता, आई थिंक इट वुड हैव बीन रियली बैड ओमेन फॉर द आईपीएल, बिकॉज इतना बुरा खेल के अगर आप आईपीएल जीत जाते हो तो ये तो फेरी टेल जैसा बन जाता है. चेन्नई ने पूरा सीजन अच्छा खेला. यस, एक थोड़ा सा ब्लिप हुआ जब चेंज इन कंडीशंस हुए. हर एक टीम अडेप्ट कर रहा था नए नए कंडीशंस को, बट शारजा या गल्फ में जो स्लो पिचेस हैं वो केकेआर को सूट कर गया, इसलिए हम फाइनल तक पहुंचे. बट एलिमिनेटर की जब बात करें, आई थिंक आरसीबी को बेटर अप्रोच करना चाहिए था. आई थिंक इससे इससे बढ़िया मौका शायद ही आरसीबी को फिर से कभी मिले यार. आई मीन 13 सालों में नहीं मिला आईपीएल. इस बार मैं होप कर रहा था कि वो जीत ही जाए, क्योंकि एज आई सेड कि केकेआर डिजर्व नहीं कर रहा था. But it was the Narayan show. But let's talk about the finalist, CSK. Let's go to Sai. I think it's his moment. Rituraj Gaikwad, what a fine Sai. I think many are saying that he is knocking on the doors of the Indian team. We will surely see him in the Indian colors in the coming series. But what do you think about Chennai overall? Everyone says that they are a group of old guys. They are finished. Dhoni should be retired, sacked, whatnot. But you know how to win championships, and that's what you have done again. What do you think about Chennai's campaign this season? Sum it up in your words.
I think the whole culture of the team is such that they bank on experience more than, young, costly talents. So that really worked in our favor for this season. I know we had a terrible season last time around in UAE, but then the way we bounced back, that speaks tons about the team, the management, the captain, and the whole bunch of players we have. And as you rightly mentioned, we have been consistent throughout the season, and the main reason for that would be picking the right players in the auction. When Moin Ali was जो जब वो आरसीबी में था, he wasn't even starting in the 11, बैठ रहा था आधे से ज़्यादा गेम वो. उसको सीएसके में लेके आना, promoting him ahead of Raina, giving him a free license to go hit hard, score a 30 of 12 odd balls, giving them that momentum. So that really worked well in our favor this season around. And some things have been really strange when you buy Krishnappa Gautam for 9 crores for just be a water boy for all the 16 games he has played. These are questions which I would love to ask the management. What is the thinking behind this? But then we had a great season. I think 52% of our runs came from the openers, Faf and Rutu. I think 2 runs was the difference between them in the end. 636 and 634 runs. So around 1200 odd runs scored by these two gentlemen. So huge credits to them. Lord Thakur, who did it again in the final, picking those two crucial wickets in 1 over was the turning point of the game. But coming to the final, I'll be really honest. We were having a continuous chat in the WhatsApp, and the way Iyer and Gill started, I think KKR were going to win
Yeah,
it
yeah.
the way they were playing.
You could see the
Especially,
blueprint, a good start, and then chasing down the
Exactly.
runs. But the middle order
yeah,
collapsed. Yes.
the luck was favoring them. The drop catch from Dhoni, the spider can coming in between, Raidu's catch. So it was all the feeling that yes, this is KKR's day. It is meant to be KKR's day, but then a horrible collapse. To be honest,
Yeah.
unlucky that informed Rahul Tripathi had a niggle on field and couldn't bat at his position and had to struggle in. Kudos to for him to at least come in and bat. But then I think that was all KKR's season summary. Owen Morgan is in the playing 11 just because he's the captain. There's no doubt he's there, and he had a terrible IPL. I also read a comment from him stating, "If I'm not in form, I won't mind sitting out of the England team as well." So That's a bold statement from a World Cup winning captain. But then, yes, CSK showed experience. They showed class, lifting the IPL for the fourth time, one behind the all-time leaders Mumbai Indians. So it's a heavenly feeling when
Yeah.
CSK win it, when Tala wins it.
Absolutely, great words from Sai there. Chennai winning the IPL yet again, and they have now leveled it up in terms of the number of IPL titles with Mumbai, if I'm not wrong. They both
They
have
have not.
four, right?
Mumbai has five.
Oh,
MIS
Mumbai has
5.
five. Oh, sorry. Mumbai keep on winning titles too. So yeah, it's going to be a crazy next year. I think in IPL, the mega auction is back. Let's see which player goes on to which big team now. I think there will be a lot of big players up for sale. Let's see how the teams line up. But moving on very swiftly from the Premier League, sorry, from the Indian Premier League to the ICC World Cup T20. Now, boys, India is up against Pakistan. There's a lot of political influence suddenly into this game. Many politicians saying India should not play this game, etc. But for now, the game is happening. Let's talk about that. I'll go straight to Anirudh. Pakistan have been doing well in the warm-up games, not that bad. What do you think about this clash, Anirudh? Obviously, we have been belting them every in the ICC tournaments for a long time. But what do you think about the India versus Pakistan clash, which is coming up this Sunday?
To be very honest, I feel India is a obvious bet here because if you see Pakistan ka side, if India get Rizwan and Babar cheaply, I think India have cracked like 75% of the court. Like, I think they'll be good to go because even when it comes to the bowlers, I think except Shaheen Afridi, no one has been performing. It's just these three players and Fakhar Zaman, like, beach mein aake he just plays a cameo and that's it. Shoaib Malik, as we know, that it's high time he bids adieu to the game. Like, at this point, nahi ho raha hai. It's he should realize, but his luck is just amazing. Like at the age of 41, he's getting picked into the World Cup team. It's just sheer luck. And yeah, I think it's pretty much India's team, India's game as far as they pick the correct team. I think Hardik should be dropped and they should go ahead with Shardul Thakur because Hardik's performance in the IPL as well, like since the last 2 years, hasn't been good. He hasn't been bowling. So if you were to take my opinion, India should go with Lord Thakur, and it's a clear bet. I feel it's going to be India.
Yeah, India looking really strong, especially in the warm-up games. I think they have smashed it. I would say that's a really strong team going in there. Sai, what do you think about Indian team on the whole? Do you think they can go on to win the championship? Looking at the warm-up games, I think they can. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, no doubt. I think every cricket analyst is putting his money on Team India right now. They are all well equipped with the conditions since they've played IPL. They have got a great mentor now, and they've got one of the best squad. They've covered all the bases. So I think India's got a fairly good chance to win the World Cup right now, and n- no other better game to start the campaign against your arch rival Pakistan. It's just not a cricket game. It's everything, as you all know. I remember watching the Champions Trophy final at your house, and we had all the arrangements done wearing the Indian jerseys, and then Fakhar Zaman had other ideas to play with our feelings. So I think it's time for revenge as well to get the victory back. Though we won in the 2019 World Cup, but then this is going to be special.
Absolutely. India versus Pakistan game brings back memories of the first World Cup, which we played against them. We played them twice. The first was a tie in the
All out.
opening
That was
rounds.
by far an
Uh,
amazing game.
that was an
All out.
amazing
Yeah, yeah,
tournament. I think
yeah, yeah.
the first World Cup we still remember. The memories are still fresh, and then obviously we know what happened in the final. Srishan taking the catch, Misbah trying to scoop Joginder Sharma for a six, but that didn't happen. India won the game. Hopefully, something like that. We are able to watch an enthralling game between India and Pakistan. But let's move on to the next teams. Anirudh, I'll come to you. Except India, who other teams do you think can actually take the other three places or can come into the finals? I see England playing well against us. They batted really well against us, which is your team, obviously. That smile proves everything. But what do you think about, apart from India, what are the other teams do have chances in the T20 World Cup?
To be honest, I feel that in India and England are going to be the two teams who are going to go through to the semis. But I think that one team might be the dark horse here. I don't think West Indies have what it takes to qualify. I think they might like maybe defeat Australia or something like they say they can do a upset or something, but I don't see them qualifying because they don't have what it takes to qualify because you need a strong base. And I think West Indies' idea is just to go and slog. I don't think that will work on the UAE pitches. We saw that in the IPL. So it didn't work for majority of the players. Like we know Owen Morgan is such a great batsman, but UAE may he was just flop because he tried to play very slow and usme bhi nothing happened. One or two matches he tried to slog from the first ball and he got out there. So maybe I feel that Afghanistan might be a dark horse here who might just make two or three big upsets and just make it to the third place or the maybe the second place or something. Might like I'm a bit confused, but I think that it will be India, England, Australia have a really good chance, or it might be Ireland as well. Who knows? But it's quite difficult. But again, Australia's form has been a side to worry. David Warner not playing well. The middle order is eating up too many balls. So
Yeah.
if I were to say like the top four teams, I feel that it will be India, England, Afghanistan, New Zealand, either of them, and Australia and Ireland, either of them.
Okay, I think when your team depends heavily on Marcus Stoinis, I don't think you have much of a chance to actually win the competition.
Exactly.
It's he's not consistent, and obviously Glenn Maxwell, who has had a good IPL, I think the team is dependent on that too. But overall, Australia like a squad there. Yes, they have a lot of talent there, like Adam Zampa, Mitchell Stark is still playing for them. Mitchell Marsh, great talent again. So but compared to India, I don't think this team will actually win the game. For me, I think it would be India, England, New Zealand, and Pakistan. I still give Pakistan a chance because in this T20 setup, they actually can nick a few results here and there. But
To be
yes,
honest,
for obvious, yeah.
yeah, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but India, New Zealand, Pakistan
Yeah,
are in the
or in
same
the
group.
same group.
Okay, so we can take only two from there. So that then
Yep.
obviously it has to be India and England. So yeah, yeah, that's my bad then.
Indian
India and
India,
New
New
Zealand.
Zealand. You mean?
Yeah, India, New Zealand, yes.
Yeah.
And England and Pakistan from the other group.
No, no. Pakistan is with
Pakistan and India.
Australia,
Yeah.
South Africa, West Indies, and now
Okay,
it's Bangladesh and I maybe Sri Lanka or Ireland.
so who can come from the next group?
Okay, I'll just put on the group so it will be easy for you to see.
Yeah.
But till the time it comes, what a performance from Team Scotland, man! Winning 3 out of 3 in the qualifying and entering into the Super 12.
Scotland has been playing like really well, but again, it might be luck going their way because again, I think Bangladesh might have been extremely overconfident in the first game. कि
Hmm.
वीक टीम्स है कर लेंगे जस्ट मे बी ओमान पापुआ न्यू गिनी एंड स्कॉटलैंड के सामने तो वी माइट क्वालिफाई थिंक एंड अगेन ऑब्वियसली विनिंग दोज टू सीरीज at their home ground. So I think instead of being confident, they got overconfident, and the result is in front of us.
So we have the groups here. I see. We can see Australia, England, South Africa, and West Indies are in one group. So give me two names. both of you, who do you see going into the semifinals?
I think England and Australia. I have somehow lost hope with the West Indies. They have not performed well in the warm-ups too, and I don't get a feeling that they will really do what they have been doing for the last few years. So Australia and England for me, because I think Australia still has some of very good players in there. Steven Smith is still there. He performed well against us. So yeah, Australia and England for me. And in the other group, obviously, it has to be India and New Zealand for me. Yes,
So you're writing Pakistan off.
Pakistan out. Yes, because the other teams look compact, and Pakistan is in this group. That's why I actually bail them out. If Pakistan was in Group A, I would have picked them for sure over
Right.
over Australia.
It's
Oh,
actually the thing, like the second group seems pretty tight as compared to the
It's
first
tough.
one.
Yeah,
Because Afghanistan has been playing really well, and when it comes to T20, Afghanistan are really good. Like 50 overs, you can write them off because experience nahi hai and maybe they just get tired. But Afghan for T20, they have been like playing extremely well. So for
yeah.
Group Two, it looks really strong. When it comes to Group One, it's been like South Africa hasn't been playing that well as it is lately. West Indies, well, we all know how it's going for them. So it seems pretty obvious there.
Yeah, over the years, we have always seen that with the minnows, the
Yeah.
team which bats well always wins games, and the only major doubt I have with Afghanistan is their batting. Will they be able to face the bowlers from the other countries? Like New Zealand has a great bowling lineup. India does have, we all know, but it's all about batting. All these teams somehow get some good bowlers into the frame, but it's all about how they can clear the ball outside the ground. Obviously, in the power play, they get a good start. Like Afghanistan always gets a good start, but it's about tackling the middle overs where the field is spread out, etc. So it's going to be interesting. India versus Pakistan to start off proceedings is going to be really great for all the Indian fans. But as I said, the real games start from Saturday itself. It's Australia versus South Africa, and England play the West Indies. I think two really tasty fixtures there. We will be able to see what England is up to against a, strong West Indies team. Nobody can deny the T20 charisma which West Indies has. So it's going to be interesting. So, what are the prediction, guys? So, I'll straight away go to Sai. Australia versus South Africa. What do you think about this game?
I somehow feel South Africa will win this game, considering the
Oh,
way they played against Pakistan yesterday, chasing
okay.
180 odd runs. Vanderson, who scored a century, I think they've
Great
got a
player.
good bowling lineup, to be honest. Nokia, Rabada. The batting somehow is not very appealing. Had they had the likes of Faf du Plessis along with Deacock, the equation would have been different, but he's not picked right there. But I still feel South Africa will do an upset there. And when it comes to England and West Indies, I somehow feel West Indies will win it. It will be a 2016 final repeat.
Wow, that's some crazy claims out there. I would have gone for the other teams for sure in both those games. I would have picked Australia and England. But let's come to Anirudh. What do you think about these two games?
Um, like for England, West Indies, I honestly feel it's England because obvious reasons. And again, I think that West Indies look strong on paper, but when it comes to on field, they don't have
Execution,
what
yeah.
it takes. Yeah, execution is a spot to worry. And Australia, South Africa, actually, I'm a bit confused because अगर it's like Australia चल गया तो चल गया. So क्योंकि वार्नर की बैट चली, so we all know Warner can cause a
Yeah.
havoc. So I'm a bit confused, but again, I think I'll give the edge to Australia because of the brilliant bowling lineup that they have:
Right.
Stark, Cummins, and Hazelwood, and Zampa for spin. Stoinis and Maxi can pitch in. Even Mitchell Marsh is there, so it's pretty strong.
Absolutely. And
Absolutely.
spinners will be used to the complete potential. I would say I already saw Virat Kohli bowling there. Crazy things are happening already. So you can see even Aaron Finch rolling his left arm spin in the games. But anything can happen. India picking up good quality spinners too. Ash is back into the mix, so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting World Cup. Uh, let's finish the show by looking at our country's team. What a lineup that is! I think you actually cannot fault, like Yuzvendra Chahal doesn't get a place. So you really have to see that there is really a stiff competition for places. Sai, what do you think about the lineup? Obviously, Kohli is gonna be at number three, but overall looks a strong team out there.
Oh, looks a deadly team, to be honest. The interesting bit will be how they're going to balance it. Is it going to be two seamers, two spinners, and all rounder, or is it going to be three seamers? That's going to be interesting. Considering we are playing two games in Dubai and one in Sharjah, I think we'll go with three seamers and two spinners and one maybe a six bowler where Hardik can bowl an over maybe, or else, as Manjrekar rightly mentioned, Virat Kohli is the new all-rounder for India. Maybe we can see a couple of dirty action from Virat Kohli coming in.
And your thoughts on the Indian team, Anirudh?
To be very honest, when the squad was announced, I wasn't like very satisfied because of the inexperience. Because I honestly thought ki you have been grooming Shreyas Iyer since the 2019 World Cup. Like as soon as the World Cup ended, you went with him, you groomed him at the no four spot. Just because of the injury, Surya Kumar Yadav got a nod, and you dropped that player into the reserves. It's in a way it's injustice to that player and his efforts. I feel that instead of Surya Kumar, Shreyas Iyer would have been a better pick. And again, like I would have gone with Chahal any day over Rahul Chahar, obviously, because even India had time after the IPL to make changes. And I think again, Akshar Patel ke liye bhi it was injustice because he did nothing wrong in the IPL, but
Right.
just Shardul got picked ahead of him. I honestly thought that Hardik Pandya ke jagah they could have taken Shardul, but again, they're saying Hardik will bowl, so we'll get to know about it on Sunday. But I feel the team has got what it takes, but it's just the experience in which they're lacking. So I feel that that has a chance to backfire when you see the overall aspect. Like, yeah,
Absolutely. Thanks, Anirudh. Thank you for your comments there. Surya Kumar Yadav, I think he's a crowd favorite. Many
yeah,
people want him into the squad. They are just not waiting anymore to see him in the stands playing Ranji Trophy and all that stuff. We want him in the Indian team, and the confidence he has shown with the bat, with the minimum opportunities he has got for the Indian setup already. I think he is going great. So it's going to be an interesting tournament for him. Great tournament for him, I would say. So that's it, guys. I think we have summed up the cricket scenario pretty well there. Obviously, covering IPL and the T20 World Cup. Now it is all about to start. So we are surely going to tune in and watch some very interesting T20 games. So I will leave the parting comments to Sai to take over. And thanks, guys.
Absolutely, I think it's a year late. It was supposed to happen in the year 2020, but we all know what happened last year, and it's great to have the World Cup back. Though it's a shame it was supposed to happen in India and it's not. It's happening in UAE. I had plans to go and watch the games in stadium, but people have other plans. So let's all enjoy the game at our places. I hope Team India lifts the World Cup. Virat Kohli leaves with a trophy. And as Anirudh mentioned, the team has a lot of inexperience. Rightly, he mentioned that, but they have nullified that by keeping someone called MS Dhoni as a mentor right now. So he's going to play a huge part, undoubtedly. We were seeing what he has been doing in the warm up games in the sidelines. So it'll be interesting to see how he guides them to the victory. So it's Mocha time on Sunday, 24th of October, 7:30 p.m. The first ball is going to be bowled. So get ready, guys. I hope you guys, as Shivam also mentioned, do wear your jerseys, bring the flags out, and have fun. Enjoy, guys.
Cheers.